So this is the follow-up to the How Free Are We video. Most people in America don't know this, even the ones that go on vacation to pick what country, they go to. Yes, socialism and yes, communism sucks because pretty much everywhere else in the world we have a form of that type of government. Sometimes it's a hybrid. Not all socialism, not all communism, and not necessarily both, but sometimes, most of the time, there's a something. So most people in America don't know that in other countries, you'll only get to do as a male whatever your father was doing. I've done videos about this before. Germany has placement tests. If you don't pass the test, you cannot go on to the next level of schooling, and then you're pigeonholed into a certain type of work, and you don't get a choice. So it is all about somewhat how smart you are, or how capable, or how many, what you can learn and what you can do, and not necessarily. Well, it's what you can do. It's not necessarily what you can learn to do. Because if you don't do well on the test, then you never get an opportunity to go on. So, what else? America is the only place where we have the power of choice. Most Americans don't do well making choices. They don't choose to spend their free time, if they're an hourly wage worker, learning a trade or going to school to get something, college or whatever. All right, most of them that are born poor stay poor, especially if they live in quote IE.E projects, where there's multi-generations of family in that type of environment. And if you're in that environment, the deck is stacked against you because the education you get in those areas is subpar. But in America, you can choose to do what you need to do to get to wherever you want to go. That is what distinguishes America, and that is what makes us free. Now, that free is still debatable as long as you have to pay taxes on everything. Again, how free are you? But most people don't understand that. Most people never break free of whatever sector of society they were born into. And there are people who are okay with being poor, and I'm happy for them. And then there are people who hate being poor and they hate their lives, and well, sorry. And people need to understand that the rich are not a fan of more people becoming rich. There's only so much money, and they don't want you to have any more than you absolutely have to have. So, the rich have always been preying on the poor, and that is not going to change, even if we get a digital currency. Uh, in America, you can be born poor. You can suffer through and work your way out of the projects. You can go and get a degree in an education, preferably in STEM or business. STEM is science, technologies, engineering, math, business. Business schools and universities make the most money because it doesn't matter what you can build, design, if you can't sell it or you can't scale it. So, the arts are nice, but most of those degrees earned people wind up doing real estate or something else. It doesn't require any real skill. People skills, but not like discernible skills. I have a PowerPoint briefing. I may try and like stand up and flip through it, but I don't know. I did it for a business course in college, and there is one big question you have to ask. When have you made it? What is your definition of success? Then there are other things that go along with that question, right? So changes. You know, if you were born in the country, a lot of those kids want to go to the city. And then as you get older, the country becomes more, or smaller cities become a lot more appealing because they move slower. They have a larger sense of right and wrong. So, excuse me, tired. What is it? So it's, what's your definition of success? City or country living, red or blue states, and then where do you live? Good rule of thumb, live on 65% of your pay and invest a portion of the remaining 35% of your net pay. Like 65 live on, 35 invest. You need a savings account. Washing machines and refrigerators cost us more fortune now. It's hard to find one that is not going to be connected to the internet. Air conditioning repairs. What else? Fencing. Fencing is a big deal, especially if you have trees around your yard that can fall on your fence and break it. So you need a house emergency repair fund, hot water heater, washer and dryer, oven, easily $2,000 or $3,000. Hot water heater was $2,000 to be installed, and I had a handyman. I bought it myself for $900, and then he helped me put it in. So, how much of it can you do yourself? Labor is typically half of the cost of a job. Materials is the other half. So you need a savings account for that kind of stuff. And then you need a long-term investment strategy. Used to be 401ks was the thing. I would argue that is absolutely the worst deal you can do. Because basically you can't touch your money until you're 58 or 59 and a half. So now if your company does it, then I would do the matching, because it doesn't cost you that much, but you need to have, in my opinion, a better option is a money market account. And there are stages, like where I do business with, the minimum money market is $2,500, the next stage is $25,000, and the more you have in there, the more interest you earn. So it's different for each bank. But if it's in a money market account, then you can move money out of it. If it's in your savings account, you can just transfer it to your checking and spend it if you need to. If it's in a 401k, you can't touch it. They don't want to give you the money, ever. And you pay penalties and taxes on it, and there's problems with the whole process if you try to withdraw before age, I think it's 58 or 59 and a half. So anyway, information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share the love. G Prepper, out.